Hi everyone, I'm Tashay with Nerd Alert News, and we are here with Zach from When the Sun Sets. How you doing, Zach? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So let's start with the origin story. Introduce yourselves in the band and tell us what brought you together. And was there a moment early on that you guys realized, hey, we have something really special here?
Yeah, so the group right now, none of them started it with me, but when I started the band, it was in high school in 2018. I just got together with some high school friends and I was playing acoustic shows, just doing covers and stuff at bars on the weekends. And we wrote a song together and it just sounded like pop punk. And we were like, you know what, we're gonna try this out. And so a couple of high school friends and I started it out. And when we wrote that first song, we realized it was a mental health based song, and we realized like we wrote about things that we were struggling with in high school and at the time, and that kind of like shaped the mission for the entire band. So members have swapped in and out, going to college, going to their career paths, but like that mission has stayed the same since the beginning. So
I love that. So, for new listeners, how would you describe the unique sound and emotional vibe of your music? Are there certain moods or themes you feel more at home exploring?
yeah, I mean, like when we do our like little elevator pitch to people, we go and just say like it's a classic meets like modern pop punk. We try to take influences from like older school bands like Newfound Glory and Bayside. And then we try to fuse in those newer bands like Real Friends and State Champs. So that's kind of our little elevator pitch. It's just a nice little blend between like old school nostalgic pop punk and that new stuff. So,
I love it. I think that's what really draws people into a lot of it.
oh, thank you.
So there's a couple of your songs that I want to touch on specifically here. I think they really represent how multifaceted you guys are as a band. The first one being Undertow. Personally, that one hits really deep. Can you walk us through the creative process? What inspired the lyrics, the sound choices, and the direction of the song?
Yeah, I was just going through like I was having a tough week, and I just was thinking about like how you can come so far in your mental health and you still hit these little bumps, you hit hurdles. And for me, like Undertow started that way. It was like it's taken a long time. The first lyric is I've been trying to fix myself, the damage dealt. So it's like you're still acknowledging that there's been a lot that you've gone through. But I think the most important thing when we got to the chorus is like I made it out of bed today. You can't like slip on that progress that you've already made. There are still wins in every single day. I think that was the inspiration, and having Courtney, our friend from Definitely Maybe, hop on there. She's got a lot of personal experience with suicide and loss in her own family, and so I think it really hit home just having all of us come together and make the song for the mission in its entirety. So
Yeah, I think it resonates with people, who deal with that on a daily basis. And, even for myself, you listening to your music catalog and stuff like that before we did the interview, that was the one that just really hit. It's, hey, I got out of bed today. Sometimes that's the best you can do.
exactly, and it's still a win. So I think people,
Exactly.
it's easy to overlook that.
So how did the collaboration with Definitely Maybe come about on that one?
So I actually play indefinitely. Maybe I play guitar.
Oh,
And
okay.
they are from Chicago, so they've been really good friends for a while. So yeah, it just so happened that I was playing guitar with them, and they heard the song and they were like, "Wow, this is amazing. We'd love to do this together." So
Small worlds, man. It all works out.
honestly.
So emotionally, you've told us how the creative process went on that one and what your thinking was. Emotionally for someone just hearing the song, what are you hoping they take away from it?
I'm hoping that they take away that they can get through one more day, at least, and just find the support system around them and realize that they're loved. Like we said, like this song does touch on like the past of people and their struggles. But I think the beautiful part about it is it like does focus on the future and the little wins that you can take right now. And yeah,
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part about it. It's just your guys' music has a message about it, and it's uplifting. It gives people hope.
100%. Yeah, that's the takeaway we'd like to give. 100%.
So Of course, I can't let this interview go by without touching on the cover you did of I Had Some Help.
Yes.
It's received a huge response for your fans, and I absolutely love your take on it. Yallternative might just be one of my new favorite things.
Yes.
Not to mention, totally on board with somehow bringing back Punk Goes Pop because that needs to happen.
I know, for real. A lot of us were raised on that. I don't know, it just like disappeared out of nowhere.
I know, and it was like such an integral part of the elder emo.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. I thought every single one of them hit. A lot of people are like the last couple didn't hit as hard. It's like I think everyone.
No, all of them hit. I still listen to Punk Goes Pop. I still have it on my daily playlist.
That's where I found a lot of the new bands I started listening to. Was like, oh my gosh. And we're realizing the same thing here. Like it's been a crazy response with the cover. People finding us just from it and like, whoa, I dove into your catalog and you guys don't just do covers. And it's like, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's an exceptionally good cover too.
Oh, thank you.
So, what inspired choosing that song to do a cover of, and how did you take on the challenge of making it your own?
Well, we knew we wanted to do a country cover of some sort. We wanted to do a country mashup with an artist for a while, like a collaboration with an original song. But we were like, let's see if we can just find a country song on the Billboard charts and challenge ourselves to take a song that's already popular and try to like breathe some new air into it, even though it's maybe less than a year old or something. So there were a few that we had up there, and this one just kind of hit home with everybody. Everybody loved it. And we were like, oh, we hear this song at the bar all the time, or we hear this song at the Walmart or whatever. It's like always on. So we were like, you know what, let's challenge ourselves. And our producer was a big part of that too. His name's Roy. He helped really like shape the song into like our own little original piece. It was nice.
Well, you guys did an exceptional job on it.
Oh, thank you.
So, do you guys have any other covers up your sleeves?
We're just talking about one a year right now, but we have talked about dabbling into like an EP for covers. Maybe like 4 or 5 songs.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Just got a lot in the pipeline right now. We've got a whole record ready to go, and we're diving into the second one already. So just try to pace ourselves.
Okay. So, I mean, like you said, people diving into your catalog, they realize, oh, you don't just do covers, you have so much more. I mean, you guys have so many incredible original songs. How do you typically write as a band? Just, do they start with lyrics, a riff, or are feelings you want to capture? Any words are hard.
Yeah.
Any creative rituals that help make the magic flow?
I think as of recently, probably the last year, it's been a lot of the ideas will just start in my studio at my house. And they'll just start with guitar. That's what I started playing in the band was just guitar. And I sang, so it's just like my comfortable spot. And we'll send that out to the entire band. We've got a Google Drive with just a bunch of ideas. And so we'll send that out to all the members. Everybody will be like, okay, this one hits. And each person will try to take it as far as they can. We get together about once a week here to songwrite.
Okay.
Go like Instagram live for that. It's super
Yeah,
fun.
I saw one of those.
Yeah, but it's a blast. I think just being as collaborative as we can. The ideas kind of have to start with where the studio is, you know. We've got a couple of them, but the other studio is just in the city. It's not at one of our houses, so it's just kind of easier to do it at my house real quick and have the guys come over.
Hey, and it's the age of technology. It's easy to do it.
Yeah, and as far as like lyrics go, a lot of the time we'll just talk about how we're feeling. Or if we're not feeling a specific type of way, we'll go with like a situation. We'll paint a situation that we've either lived ourselves, or like a good example would be we have a song called Hope, and that one was a situation I'd been in. It's the chorus is like talking about being alone in a crowded room. And I was like at a concert, and I just like had like a mental breakdown, and I just went to the bathroom, and I just stayed in there for like 45 minutes, an hour or whatever until the concert was over. And it was just like any situation like that is relatable, that we've seen people go through, we go through. Like we just want to make people legit know that they're not alone and that these situations happen to everybody. And
Yeah, and I think that's what makes you guys so relatable because I mean you are so honest with your lyrics.
I think that's the whole point too, is like we all love making music, but like if we're not doing it for a purpose, I mean, like what is the point? You know, it's not it's not about the money and like being a job full time. Yes, we want it to be a job full time, 100%.
You
But
guys
like,
deserve that.
if we can help people, like that's literally our mission. So,
I think that's beautiful.
oh, thank you.
So, when you look back at your earliest recordings or performances, how do you feel you've grown as artists, both musically and personally? Are there moments that make a clear evolution in your sound or philosophy?
Yeah, I think just straight from Spotify, if people went and checked out like our first EP, it was called Transparent. Just between that and our most recent EP, You and Me for Never, there's just like a really big difference. There was some member swaps through there, but I think like as a band, we kind of all took it more seriously. I guess that's a weird way to put it. We took each other more seriously too. Like there was a point at the beginning where it was just like we're all going to look to this one person because they started the band, and I think like the collaboration has really just grown. And I think on stage too, the presence, it was very immature. We were all in high school at the beginning, running around all crazy, and we still keep a very high energy, but we try to keep people engaged, and really like make the crowd participate. It's supposed to be a lot of fun for everybody.
Right, learning by trial and error and figuring out where you
Exactly.
want to go.
Yeah, trial by fire, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. I mean, that's
Yeah.
definitely
Just
how
gotta
we've
jump
done it
in.
here.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta jump in sometimes.
Exactly. So your music seems to blend vulnerability with a sense of urgency. How do you strike the balance between raw emotion and polished production?
I think that's where our producer really pushes things. He's like our secret member, we call him. We get songs as far as we can because as a band, like we are so focused on that raw emotion. And I think just overdoing our own little production over the past like 5 or 6 years, we get it to the point where we can get it. We send it to him, and he's like, "Okay, I see where you're going with this." So then once we get to the studio, it just becomes a whole different song together when we all collaborate in there. So yeah.
That's cool to see the evolution of something from an idea to the finished product, and it's something you guys are obviously very proud of.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. We want to start dropping some videos of like this was the demo and this is the song and
I love that.
cool, yeah.
So, do you feel a responsibility to represent something specific through your music, whether it's mental health, personal expression, or cultural identity? How do these things influence your lyrics and personal presence?
I think for us, like we are a mental health based band. That's like just been from the beginning, we want to spread awareness. So just the way we interact with each other and with others in our everyday life, we've all had like really deep conversations about this and like um everybody's got to practice what you preach with this sort of stuff, right? And so like as hard as it is for some people to be open, even within the band with each other about like struggles they're going through, that's something that I think has been huge the last year and a half. Is like everybody's been super open with each other. Hey, I'm struggling, I'm going through something, like I need some help. Like, and it's
Yeah.
like, wow, like that I think that's been huge for me as like a band leader, just to see that like evolve over time too. Just to see your guys like taking care of each other and looking out for people at shows, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
It really is, because I mean, so many people suffer in silence, or they think that no one will understand, and then they see you guys, and then they meet other people through your music, and they realize I'm not alone.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think that's really powerful.
That's all we could ever ask for, 100%. It's so cool to meet these kind of people too, like at the shows. Oh my,
Exactly. And I've seen videos of your performances, and you guys just seem to thrive on your audience and your fans and their
God.
reaction.
Yeah, I mean, they're the reason that we do this.
Exactly. So is there a song in your catalog that you feel is underrated, or it's especially personal, that you wish more people connected with, and why?
There's a song in our catalog called Dissonance. It is on our You and Me for Never EP. That one I connect deeply with just because that was about like just personal experiences in my own life with anxiety. And just dealing with, sometimes it's crippling, sometimes, it's just in the background but it always affects you. So I think Dissonance would be one that is like I think is underrated.
I
But
actually
yeah.
really like that song.
Yeah, I definitely. We don't even play it really anymore. We've got it off the set list. But it's one of my favorite When the Sun Sets songs. So
That's really cool. I mean, especially because that was one of the ones that I found that I'm like, hey, this one's really good.
really, oh my
Yeah,
God,
I love that song. And, like it immediately went on my playlist.
oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so glad it hit for you.
So, what's something fans might be surprised to learn about you? Musical guilty pleasures, weird pre-show rituals, non-music related hobbies, creative influences no one would expect, etc. Something that would surprise your fans.
Well, I think our fans know this one, but we are all like pretty big hockey guys. We love like minor league hockey, so AHL. We have an AHL team out here. And I'm like season ticket holder, so a lot of the guys will go to the games with us. Um, I think I think that's probably one of the one of the ones that people would be interested by. The guys get pretty crazy. We'll have to get some videos of that.
Oh yeah, we got to see it. We got to see that. So I want to touch on your live performances for a moment too here. They seem to really connect with your fans on an emotional level. How do you approach performing songs that are so personal? Does the energy of the live crowd change how you interpret the songs in the moment?
Um, I think I think with the amount of shows we've been playing, we try to yeah, like you're saying, just let go of the song as much as we can and read the crowd. There's been Undertow is a big one that we've seen a lot of people get emotional at. So I guess yeah, we do like read the crowd. Sometimes we'll go out like during that song if you see somebody struggling, we try to play to everyone and like usually after the shows we'll go up to the people that are really feeling it or and we'll give them a hug and just thank them so much like that. It's just they go the extra mile, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that. You guys, you genuinely care about your fans and how they're doing. That's something that seems to get lost with a lot of artists as they move up. But it
Yeah.
seems to be that you guys have made it a point to make that a focus.
Yeah, I mean, the fans are the reason that you're here. It doesn't the bigger it gets, you're still having fans and they're just growing you both as a person, as a
Exactly.
business. It's like yeah, I never understood it. I get it. It is a lot to attend to as you get bigger. But like for us, we'll spend all day on social media responding to comments, like
Yeah.
that's what it's all about, truly. Like we wouldn't be able to play shows out of this state and um touring. It's just we wouldn't be able to do any of this without the people that show up for it. So
Yeah,
I think you have to make it a point, 100%.
absolutely. So, have there been any moments on tour or at other shows that stood out as especially powerful or surprising? Fan reactions, unexpected venues, etc.
Unexpected venues. We just had one. We played a bowling alley in Ohio. It's called West Side Bowl. And so they've got two stages there. One of them is right on the lanes. It's so cool. I think let's see, weird or funny tour stories.
We
Uh,
love those.
I guess it's not that funny, but we went to the Alamo recently, and as soon as we were walking to the gate, it said closed for a private party. So that was awesome. Walked around the Alamo outside, just tried to see as much as we could.
That's pretty cool. So, have there been any fan reactions that really stuck with you?
Yeah, so we're about to drop a YouTube video as well on this, where we do some interviews on like fan reactions or interactions that stuck out to us. Um, One for me was like kind of towards the beginning of the band. There was a boy named Holden, and he's the reason we wrote our first song, called The Wave. So he was like 13 or 14, I think, when we first met, and he was struggling with depression and anxiety. And so we decided to write this song to just try to help him push through. And like just getting to know him throughout those years were just amazing. I think it hits further with me because I don't feel like we as a band could have done or we didn't do as much as we possibly could for him. We lost him a few years later.
Oh, I'm so
He took his
sorry.
life, and so like that one really sticks out to us. To me personally, just because he's the reason I started this band. And so I think that's one of the reasons that we do go the extra mile is because like there's no guaranteed tomorrow for anybody. And so like if we can at least guarantee that, for our listeners and give them a support system, that's all we could ever ask for, honestly. I think that interaction will stick out for me forever. So
Yeah. Oh, that one really got me.
I know
That
if I didn't just cry on an interview about it, I would be way worse.
I have to say, this is the first interview I've cried on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. It's just that really means a lot. I've lost friends to suicide, and I think that's one of the reasons why I connect with you guys so much. And then to hear something like that, sorry, it
Yeah,
really means a lot. It shows your integrity and your dedication, and integrity alone is something that's you don't find a lot anywhere.
yeah, truly. Thank you.
So let's move on before I start crying a little more here. Uh, Beyond the music, how do you use visuals and social media or storytelling to share your identity with fans? Are there visual themes and narratives you're intentional on building?
I think we do lately we've been trying to do more like personable videos and just get to know behind the band. We've realized like we sat down and we were like, what would we want to see from the bands that we love? Like when they were starting to grow. And I think like one of the biggest things a lot of us missed out on were like the old school like come on tour with us videos and like you see all the behind the scenes stuff and you really get to know each of the members. We've been doing a lot of that stuff as far as the content goes in the social media. We've been really just trying to pick beautiful places that accent the songs that we're trying to perform with the content. So like recently we went to Ohio and we found this like really beautiful forest preserve. There was just leaves everywhere, and we decided to just like do some content to our song Seasons. Um, and so like yeah, I think just challenging each other to be creative
Yeah.
that aspect too. I don't think there's necessarily one thing that we're looking for, which I think is that's kind of the fun thing too, is everybody gets to challenge ourselves and give ideas and
Yeah.
just trying to find beautiful locations.
And you can build off that. I like how you guys show like the behind the scenes stuff. Like there was a video you did when you were shooting the video for I Need Some Help, when you were on that cart and you showed the what the shot looked like and then what the scene
Yes.
looks like. I mean, I thought that was just genius.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we have a lot more of those coming. We're excited.
That's
Yeah, I love
awesome.
those behind the scenes videos too. We like when we watch other bands, we're like, wow, like what would I want to see? What does this look like behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah, and you get more interactions through that. You get people more involved, and I really liked it.
Oh, thank you.
So, what's coming next for When the Sun Sets? Are you working on new material, planning more tour dates, or experimenting with anything outside your usual sound?
Yeah, I think all of the above. So we've got pretty immediately, I guess, within the next month and a half, we've got a new single coming out. We've got a feature on it with an amazing artist from New Jersey. She's the best. I'll have to spill that to you after this.
Yes.
But yes, we will be making an announcement on that shortly. We've got our entire first record is complete. So we are trying to get that out sometime this summer.
Ooh.
We're already starting on the next record right now. We're like two songs completely in, recorded, ready to go there. And so we're in the writing process. And then touring, like we're doing the most dates we've done in a year. I think we're like between 30 and 40 already. So just keep looking out for that.
You guys are stacking it up. I love it.
We're excited. We want to challenge ourselves, but not too much, you know. Don't have the day job quite yet.
Yeah, you got to strike that happy medium somehow.
Yeah, it's always tricky, you know. But yeah, I think just we've got June, August, September, October, and November. We're gonna have dates as well. So yeah, pretty much every month we'll be out there all over.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
We're excited.
So, from what I have seen on your live shows, most of them have centered around the Midwest, which makes sense. You guys are in Illinois. Is there anything in the works for branching further out, like maybe Florida? Because I need to see you
Yes.
guys live.
Yes. Okay. So we did last year we did just like one show in like North Carolina, but there's talks about we want to do like the Carolinas down to Florida
Yes.
sometime this year or like early next maybe before it gets too hot.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing a concert in Florida in July. It'd be miserable.
Yeah.
But
As
I would go.
like getting far out though, we just did a tour in Texas. We did a week. We're going to Baltimore later this month. For Never Early Fest. So that's gonna be cool. We're playing with like Carly Cosgrove, a bunch of really cool
That'll be
bands down there.
fun.
Um, but yeah, we're trying to just spread out as much as we can. As far as the weekenders go, we have talked about just burning a day and going down as far as we can and just doing a whole weekend in Florida. We need to hit California. We need to hit Denver. Like there's a lot of markets we want to hit. So
Well, when you guys come to Florida, I will definitely be there and be dragging my best friend with me. So because
oh yes.
he has to go.
We need to get the Felicity Boys on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out to Chicago, I think last year, or yeah, last year, and we played with them. They're just so awesome. Like we definitely got to rip some shows with them.
Hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
So are there any dream collaborations or unexpected creative directions you'd love to explore, whether with other artists, producers, or visual creators?
I think a dream collaboration for us, like artist wise, I guess I'll just keep it pretty open. We want to work with like a country artist. We're not even like really that crazy about who it is. We wanna find the right country artist to blend with I don't know, with our style. We want to try to figure out and push the boundaries, like you said. We're trying to go every other song, like push the boundary in a different direction. So we'll go a little bit more pop this way, and then we'll go like way heavier this way. It's like it just keeps everybody interested.
It does, and it keeps your sound fresh, and it expands your horizons, even without trying.
Yeah, another
Obviously
a
you
Florida.
are, but
Yeah, exactly. A Florida band that does that is Mag Park too. Like they're
I
one of
love
the
them.
genre members, you know. They're actually playing. I think they're playing in Chicago in like a couple days here.
Okay, but yeah,
But
I've heard of
yeah,
them. I do like a lot of their stuff.
yeah, and they genre bend a lot. Like when you listen, I got into them on their first EP and it was just straight pop punk. It was like it was so cool. And then now they're branching off into like this minor, like dark area. Like it's like this dark sounding pop punk. I love it. Like it's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you
But
can really see the journey that they go. I mean, you can see the journey that you guys have been on too with your catalog. Like I said, to prepare, I've listened to This Is When the Sun Sets playlist over and over again the last week. And I mean, you can really see where you guys started, how you guys evolved, and then to where you are now. And it's just, you can almost physically see the journey you guys have taken. And you've always kept that message deep within your music. And it's really commendable.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just like this music wouldn't be anything without that message. So, I mean, a lot of us were like learning our instruments at the beginning while we were writing songs, you know? It's just like because we knew the message was the most important part and like the music will come later and like and
It did.
it did and,
I mean,
and we're
look at you guys now.
we're just blessed for it. So, we can't thank you enough for having us, like finding us, diving deep. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even I think it was my Spotify DJ. I have all the indie stuff on my that I listen to a lot. And it was one of those, here's some bands you haven't heard of that I think you might like. And I think it was Undertow, actually. That was the first one that they played. And I'm like, who are these guys?
Oh,
So I looked you up on Instagram and listened to some of your stuff, and then I followed you on the Nerd Alert News page. And it's just like the more that I saw from you guys, the more that I heard from you guys, it's like I need to talk to these people.
oh, oh, thank you. I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad we did this.
I am too. So to end this thing, we got about to talk about something that is very near and dear to our hearts here at Nerd Alert News: fandom. Do you have any nerdy obsessions that you love to geek out about? We need all the details.
Mm, man, nerdy obsessions other than music and like video editing. I don't really know. I don't know that there's any.
No Star
Not,
Wars or Harry Potter or
not
Star
personally
Trek?
for me. I guess within the band, we do have Rob, our bassist, along with being 7 feet tall.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
not actually 7 feet tall. We just say that. Um, he has an entire guest bedroom full of Star Wars, Star Wars
That
stuff.
is incredible, especially because we're recording this on May the 4th be with you.
Yes, yeah, I know. That's why he's not here. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
He's not here, he's celebrating. My bad.
He just missed his first Comic-Con in like 6 years. He's sad.
Oh, yeah, that is sad. That does suck.
Yeah, I think he is addicted to Star Wars. I mean, our drummer's addicted to drums, but that's just a thing that drummers do. I think the Star Wars thing would probably be the best.
I love that. I do love how you've shown what he hears in sound checks and when you're on stage, because not a lot of people know that.
Yeah,
That constant clicking, because I have background in sound design and stuff like that. So seeing that and seeing someone being like, here's what we see, here's what we got to do, compared to what you're hearing in the audience. I just think that's really interesting, but I think that's just the techie in me.
yeah. Adam did a great job, our drummer, of that. He told us, he's like, we should really start doing these, and so we record every set anyway, the audio. So we're just like, you know what, we might as well just do this. It is cool, like you said, the behind the scenes, like people can come to the show and see the front end. But after that, right, how many times can you come back and see the front end before you're like,
Exactly.
what's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, personally, I love to see the what goes into making something. Like,
Yep.
I do some, video interviews for Nerd Alert News, but I'm so involved in behind the scenes, because I think that's where I thrive.
Yeah,
And I love seeing other creators show what they go through and what they do to make, what they finally produce.
exactly. Because a lot of people are just seeing that final product and not realizing all the work that goes in, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes that's the fun part, to see, oh my gosh, this is how many hours went into this. Wow. Like,
Yeah, I mean, people are going to see this video and it's like 30 minutes. They're not going to see, what went into preparing it or anything like that. And it's the same with music. They hear the song, they don't know what it took, what inspired it, what went into making it, all of the bumps and the happy accidents, and how it
yeah,
went from this to something completely different at the end.
exactly. Yeah. Well, we share that then.
Exactly. And I love that about you guys.
Thank you.
But all right, Zach, I thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure talking with you and getting to know you. And I can't wait for everyone to see and meet you guys.
All the pleasure's all mine. Seriously. Thank you for having us.
You're
We
so
can't
very
wait to come
welcome.
to Florida.
Yes, you need to come to
There.
Florida.
We promise. We promise. We'll be there for you.
I'm holding you to that.
All right. You better.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and go check out When the Sun Sets. You won't be disappointed.